Hi guys, welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa. I am the Crafty Author, and today we are going to be making a boppy pillow. I actually talked about this in my sewing talk / works in progress video on Wednesday, and today I'm going to show you how I made it. So for those of you who are not familiar with one of those, it is a pillow that is typically used for nursing a brand new baby. And as many of you know, my daughter just had a brand new baby. So he was born on February 9th. His name is Nathaniel, and he is so adorable. I just love him. I got to spend some time with him and my other grandson on Sunday. I went over there. My husband went over there. I'd say we were probably there for about 6 hours. Just because it is so much fun to just hang out with them, and we just have such a great time. And they just live right around the corner from me. So, you know, there's that too. But anyway, so what we need to do is we need to choose a fabric, and I'm going to actually grab the camera and we're going to choose a fabric. I recommend 1 yard of fabric for this project. So if you're going to make one yourself, you're going to need at least a yard. You can get 1.25 yards. I mean, but honestly, I think a yard pretty much will cover this. And we're going to get started right now. Okay, so this top shelf is all of the baby boy fabric that I have. This second shelf here is all the little girl fabrics that I have. And down here is kind of a mix between the two. So the right-hand side is the boy and the left-hand side is the girls. And then I come over here and I have more fabric. So I'm not really sure which fabric to choose yet, but we will decide in just a second. Okie dokie. So I don't know. I've already used some of it. So I made one with this dinosaur fabric, which turned out really cute. And then I don't know if I have any left over from the other one that I did. Probably not. Oh, I did it in frogs. Yes, this was the other one that I did it in, was the little frogs. So that one's cute. And this next one that I make is probably, I think we're going to do it in the sharks. I just think they're so stinking cute. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I'm going to cut 1 yard, and then I'm going to show you how we work with this. Okay, so first things first. So there is a way that you can create a pattern to do this. I did mine a little differently, and I am not going to be putting this up online as a pattern because you really need to measure this out per boppy pillow because it can vary in size. Okay, so that's why I'm not putting the pattern up. What I did was I took 4 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock paper, and I taped it together, and then I put the boppy pillow down and I traced around it. Okay, I just traced around the entire pillow. And then what I did was I took a measuring tape. You can use a ruler. Took a measuring tape and I measured 1 inch. So I measured 1 inch from where I cut or where I traced around the boppy pillow originally. And then I did another inch out. And I did that so that I could allow for my seam allowance. Okay, so I just added another inch to what I drew. So this from here to here was the actual boppy pillow measurements. Then I added 1 inch from that line to this line. Same here and here. And that's what gave this to me. So I have plenty of room to sew. I am using a 1/4 inch. Okay, so do what works best for you. I am using just a regular marker, doesn't matter. I use that to trace the pattern. I am also going to fold this fabric in half. Actually, I'm going to cut off the selvage edge before we do this. And this does not have to be perfect. So all I'm going to do is just cut off the selvage edge right here with a pair of scissors. You can do it with a rotary cutter. It's probably a lot faster to do it that way, but since I'm right here with scissors, we're going to do it this way. But like I said, this part does not have to be done perfectly. And I can honestly tell you, it's not being done perfectly right now. Come on. I'm going to make sure the other side doesn't have that selvage printed edge. And it does not. So we're good. So now I'm just going to take my fabric like so. Okay, my 1 yard fabric, and I'm going to fold this in half. Because when I go to do this, after I cut this out, I'm just going to go ahead and stitch it together. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. I'm going to make sure that those raw edges meet, and they do. Okay, we're good there. Tossing my pattern aside for a sec. Okay. And again, I'm sorry if you're hearing a lot of noise, but as I explained in my last video, due to the coronavirus, we have a lot of people working here from home. So you got my husband, you've got me, and you have my mom. And so we're all trying to do different things, okay? So if you're hearing stuff, oh, and my son is also here too, so you might hear his TV or something. So you're just going to have to deal with it for a little bit, okay? I'm just going to have to kind of make do with what we got here. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've pressed my fabric that I folded in half, right sides facing each other. Okay, next I'm going to take my pattern that I created. I'm going to lay it on my fabric right to here. And this is where this kind of comes in real handy. Real handy dandy. Because when you fold this in half, you're going to be a little shorter down at the bottom of the feet here. Okay, you can see that there's like a little bit, it's not going to fully fit on there like that, and that's okay. It's fine. And I will tell you why. Remember how I told you that I added an extra inch? That's why. Okay. And now you should have something that looks very similar to that. Exactly like that. What I like to do, whoops, is take my little quilt clips that I have here, okay, and then I like to clip where I've already cut. That way, when I take this over to the sewing machine, it's already put together, and I don't have to worry about clipping it once I'm done with this. Okay, so I have the whole thing clipped together, ready to go, ready to sew, okay? And one thing that I do want to caution on, that I did learn this the hard way, Okay, and it doesn't matter if you're going to use a zipper or if you're going to use cam snaps. I'm going to use cam snaps, all right, because that's what I'm working with. And I want to do this really quick, and I don't want to deal with it and whatnot. And I've already used cam snaps on the other two, and they worked great. So if you have snaps and you're just looking for a quick way to make a quick cover, it's perfect. You can also use a zipper, like I said, but that's not what I'm doing here. What you want to make sure of is when you are up at the very top here, you have to put the pillow in, and you do not want a narrow piece, okay? So what I suggest, what I suggest is that you make this opening really quite large on your pillow. So I am actually going to start my opening right here. I'm going to put 2 clips together right there. And then this is like right where the curve starts, okay? And then over here where the curve is going to basically end. And so if you fold it in half, you should actually get a pretty good idea of where your clips should go. And so this one would go like right here. So I'm just going to put them right there. All right, so now I know where to start and where to stop. Okay. So, like I said, fold it in half and figure it out, but that's where it goes. So I've got these 2 right here. So that's where, when I go to close this up, I'm going to have to put snaps all the way along here to hold this together. Okay, for starters, I'm going to take and trim this inner portion right here. And I'm just going to trim not up to, just about up to the seam line, but not through the seam. And what this does is it'll just help this to turn a little bit better because it's on a curve. So I'm just going to trim that. And then I'm also going to do that like right here down at the bottom, just so it'll trim or turn, I'm sorry. You are more than welcome to leave it the way you want, or you can do it this way. I'm just going to do it this way because it finishes off the edge a little bit better. Takes a little bit of patience because you're doing it on a curve. So, as you can see, I've gone ahead and ironed that down. Now I'm going to just do this other side. And now that I have that top side, or the other side as a guide, I can just kind of bud that up and follow along. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to pull some of these clips off and just stick them on singly now. We're not going to have them both together. And the reason we're doing that is because we have already ironed these together and they're going to hold their shape. Okay, so the seam that we've created is going to hold its shape. You can also fold this over one more time to make it even a cleaner look. I am not that worried about it, so I'm not going to do that for this. We'll show you, though, what we are going to do here. All right. So what I mean by that is if you wanted to clean this up yet, you could fold it again. I'm not doing that. Okay. It's not that important to me. What I am going to do is I am going to put this down under my needle, that little seam that, or the little flap that we folded over. And I am going to turn on my zigzag stitch, and I'm going to put my presser foot down. And drop my needle, and I am going to zigzag along this edge, this pocketed edge that we created. And you can kind of see it. You can see it on the back side for sure, because they have red thread. But on the front side, we're doing the white. So this is what it should look like somewhat. That's unfinished. As you can see, we've got our unfinished part here, but we went ahead and stitched. That looks amazing. It's so cute. Look at these cute little sharks. Oh. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting snaps on here. I'm going to do a couple, and then I'm going to go off camera, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's all done. All right, so first things first, you're going to need an awl. You're going to be poking holes through here. If you have a handheld die press, you're going to want to use it. I have this big one that I use, and I've shown you how I use this many times. So, but that's the one that I will be using. You're going to need some snaps. I'm going to use plastic snaps. And I do believe I'm going to use these blue ones because, yeah, those match pretty good. I can also use red, and I can use white. So I may have to alternate because there's so many here that I'm going to need in order to do this. So just bear with me here for a second. I'm trying to get the little circles out that I'm going to need. Ow. While trying not to stab myself. I also have these, which would be really cute too. So, I mean, I can alternate them, whatnot, and I might actually do that. So, this is the color that I'm going to work with for now, because it matches the little bubbles pretty well. I might have an even darker color, but I don't know that I really want to. Nah. I think we're probably good. Okay. We're not going to worry about the snap colors. I need to focus. All right, so I'm going to use these little guys. So you're going to need 2 per hole. You're going to need a male and you're going to need a female. So you're going to need these. Okay. And then I'm gonna deal with the rest of it. Just so you don't have to sit here and watch me sort, because that could take forever. Honestly. All right. So the first place that I'm going to start is in this corner here, right where we kind of start the opening. And all I'm going to do is take my awl, and I am just going to poke a hole through both pieces of fabric. Okay. So I have both of the holes in here. You should be able to see that, and you should be able to see it on that side. It's going to be a little harder, but you can see it. So what you do for the snaps, if you're not using a zipper, so we're going to take our little flat piece, our flat head. We're going to stick it through the hole. And then I need to figure out which one I have on here. Then you're going to take either your male or your female piece, okay? Now this die that I'm using, it has different little dies that I have to put on there for the male or the female. So whichever one I have on here is the one I'm going to do first. And I think this is for the males. Yes. Okay. And so I've gone ahead and I've stuck that piece up there. And I am going to put this in here. And I'm going to press. And this is a professional grade press. And I'm going to pull it off. And our first one is on. Voila. Okay. So I will go ahead and do that all the way around, and then I will do the females on the other side of it. And then it will be done. So it's going to be the same process on this side. I would just take my flat little piece here. And then I'll put the female part on. And I'll squish them together. And then they'll snap together. But that's what I'm going to do for now. When I'm done, I'll come back and show you what we have and what it looks like. Okay, guys, look at this. It's all done. Look at that. I've got all my little snaps on here. Aren't they cute? And they're kind of hidden because, well, it blends. You know, you got your little red for that on the little shark, and then the bubbles, the blue, and then the white because of the bellies of the shark. But it's really cute. So, yeah. So then you just pull them like that. And then you're just gonna, when you put the boppy pillow in there, you just snap them right back up. See? Okay, that's it for today. This is what we have. An awesome looking little boppy cover. Fully finished. That you could throw it in the wash and dry it and do whatever and reuse it. How about that? And it only cost what? A couple bucks to make. $5 maybe max. So there's that. That's it for me today, you guys. If you'd like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below if you love it. And don't forget to share, because sharing is caring, and others may need to learn how to make these awesome little covers because they're cool. And keep on crafting. And that is it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.